In St. Helens, Oregon, the school year has been shrouded by scandal.
It's been shocking because it's just more and more keeps coming out about it.
Gabe Barker and Anna Boyko are high school seniors. Barker's former choir teacher, Eric Stearns, faces 29 sexual abuse charges against 16 different people. Retired math teacher Mark Collins is accused of sexual abuse against 4 different students. St. Helens Superintendent Scott Stockwell resigned, and high school principal Katie Wagner is on leave. She's accused of failing to report the abuse.
It's kind of hard to people to trust their teachers.
But St. Helens, while in the headlines, only represents a fraction of educator abuse across Oregon.
It stands for a much larger problem. It's the tip of the iceberg.
To understand the scope, KGW reviewed hundreds of teacher disciplinary records, investigations, and sanctions uncovered by public records requests. We found 60 teachers in Oregon had their licenses revoked for sexual conduct with students over the last 6 years. Another 36 sexual conduct cases are under active investigation.
The numbers are higher than I thought they would be. It's really sad to hear how high they are, although not entirely surprising.
Amber Kinney and Peter Jancy are attorneys who specialize in child sexual abuse cases.
The number of revoked licenses doesn't reflect the victim count, and it doesn't reflect the predator count, because we know from our work in this area that it's very difficult to get teachers to the point where their license is actually revoked. And even if they are reported, they may not have discipline against them, and they may not lose their license.
Oregon's Teacher Standards and Practices Commission investigates reported abuse. The TSPC posts discipline orders online, often years after a case is first reported. Examples include a 17-year-old girl who said a Hillsborough teacher sent her explicit photos and videos, kissed her, touched her, and attempted to have sex with her. A Woodburn teacher who had sex with a student and paid the student $20,000 in exchange for a thumb drive of explicit photos he had sent. And a Portland student who said a teacher started grooming her when she was 15, texting, sending Snapchats, nude photos, and having phone sex over video. Each teacher declined to interview with TSPC, their licenses being revoked by default.
Grooming is the gateway to sexual abuse. Most cases start out where grooming occurs.
Kinney and Jancy say common patterns leading to sexual abuse include isolating kids and messaging with them privately on social media. TSPC classifies these as boundary violations.
You see that boundary violations can often lead to something more insidious?
Absolutely. I mean, almost every case, maybe every case I've ever handled, there was some indication earlier of boundary violations.
KGW found another 21 Oregon teachers who had their licenses revoked over the last 6 years for other sexual transgressions that didn't reach the point of sexual conduct. Most of these cases are related to grooming allegations. TSPC is currently investigating 116 boundaries cases. Jancy says it's a sign that adults need to speak up sooner.
When we see red flag behavior, we immediately intervene. We alert the experts so that they can do the proper investigations. We make sure that predators don't continue to have access to kids while investigations are going on. And also, we need to continue to reinforce to victims that this isn't their fault, they're not alone, and that things can get better.
Jancy says there's momentum. Children are increasingly willing to speak out about abuse. But is every concern reported?
I feel like kids haven't ever been afraid to actually speak up about anything, but it's been getting the right voice to speak up about it.
Oregon law makes individual school districts responsible for educator background checks. That includes contacting previous employers and checking for TSPC discipline orders. But state investigations can take years to complete. Very few failure to report cases are ever filed, and some abuse allegations are kept quiet.
If you have support, more people will be talking about something.
Jancy says Oregon should expand reporting requirements and tighten background checks within the state. There's no state record of how many concerning teachers have moved from one district to the next.
If you don't fix the culture and the system that those people are operating in, you're playing whack-a-mole. You're getting one predator and waiting for the next one to pop up.
Students want to be believed and supported, and for adults to be more vigilant.
It's hard to talk. So friends, teachers, all these people who say this, they need to talk.